User interface, or also known as UI, is one of the most vital elements in video games. It is the bridge between the player and the world they're about to experience. A well-designed UI doesn't just look pretty, it speaks to the player, guides them, immerses them, and gives them the tool to interact meaningfully with the game. Whether it's navigating a main menu, adjusting settings for accessibility, checking health in the HUD, or managing items in an inventory, UI helps ensure the gameplay is smooth, intuitive, and enjoyable. It silently carries the weight of usability and player satisfaction. My name is Muhammad Firdaus bin Jaini. My student ID is 2025158953. Today, I'll be showcasing the UI I have designed for my game, including screens such as the Start menu, Main menu, Settings, Help, In-game HUD, Game Map, and Inventory. Without further ado, let me introduce you to my game, Light in the Dark. Light in the Dark is a game that explores a deeply personal and emotional theme, depression in teenagers. You play as a high school boy, silently struggling with the weight of his own mental battles, a reality many face but few talks about openly. The game doesn't just tell his story, it shows it. The entire world is set inside the boy's mind, a dark haunting place reflecting his inner thoughts and feelings. Shadows represent intrusive emotion and terrifying monsters symbolize depression itself. But amid that darkness, there's a glimmer of hope. Player venture through his mental landscape, armed only with a small source of light. As they collect fragments called light shards, the darkness begins to fade, slowly revealing more of the world and symbolizing progress, healing, and growth. It's not just about fighting monsters, it's about finding light in the darkest of places. Every mechanic and visual choice support the core theme, and that includes the UI, which I designed to reflect the tone, emotions, and journey the player experiences throughout the game. Now, without further ado, let's dive into the game UI itself. This is the title screen, and of course, in the title screen, there's the title for the game, Light in the Dark. I choose purple color to represent depression because of the darker tone of the color. Under the title, there is a quote for the game, Fight against darkness begins within. This tells the player that they are in the title screen and they are about to enter the game. Under it, there is a button, Enter the Darkness. If you click this button, it will brought you to the next screen, which is Main menu. After clicking that button, now we are at the main menu. Here in the main menu, we have 4 options. We have the option to play the game, we have the settings option, we have the help screen, and we have the exit button. Let's dive into the settings screen. Here is the settings screen. Here we have 3 types of setting. The first one is audio setting, the second one is graphic setting, and the third one is control setting. If you click on the advanced audio setting, you will be brought to another screen of much more advanced audio setting. Here you can customize the master volume using a slider. You can customize the music also using a slider, sound effects, and voice and dialogue. And you can revert it all back to the default by clicking the reset to default button where at the bottom, and it will reset it back all to the default. And here, down here, there's also an audio test. You can press this button and an audio will be played to test your audio. There's also an option for surround sound, and there's an option to mute all audio. And that is for the audio setting. Back in the main setting menu, we have the graphic, where we can adjust the brightness using a slider. We can adjust the graphic quality with 4 options: low, medium, high, and ultra. We have VSyncs that you can toggle turn on it or off. We have a full screen. And to the third option, we have control. This is not really a setting, it is just tell the player what buttons control what action. For example, move forward is associated with the W keys, move backwards is associated with the S key, and so on. Next, we're going to enter the help screen. Here in the help screen is all the information that the player needs according to the game. There's 4 tabs on top of the help and instruction screen. The first one is control. Here in control is every action associated with the key control that the player needs to use. Like I explained before, move forward is associated with W key. Attack is associated with left click, and so on and so forth. Next, we have the gameplay instruction. Here we have the game mechanic explained. For example, here, health system. Your health depletes when taking damage. Find health potion or rest area to recover. And there's all other game mechanic that is explained here, life scoring and levels. Other than that, there's also power-ups. There's health boost, speed boost, and score multiplier. Besides that, there's also an objective tab. The objective tab tells the players the primary objective of the game, what they need to do within the game. Other than that, they also have optional objective, a bonus objective that they can do to make the game even more fun and add replayability to the game. And last but not least, there's also the tips screen, which is an advice and basically a tips to the player on how they can improve their combat or generally about the game. And that is the help and instruction screen. Now we also have the exit button. If you click the exit button, you'll be brought back to the title screen. Now, after exploring all the other optional things, let's get into the main screen, which is play the game. If you click the play game button, you'll greet with a loading screen that load the game. And this is the example of the main game screen. On the top left, we have a health bar here that tell you how many health the player has. On the middle top, we have the scoring system that the player could see and which level they're at. There's a multiple level to this game. On the middle bottom right here is the representation of the player, and the background here is the representation of the game. On the bottom left, we also have a help screen again to just remind the player how they can control the player, and also a few instruction on how to play the game. Here it says that click notes to read, so there is a note here. So if we click the notes, we come to the document screen, this is where all the document in game will be displayed. This is how it will be displayed. On top of here, there's the title of the documents, and under it there's the document itself. And you have 2 buttons here if you need to hide it, if you want to take a screenshot. Yeah, there you go. And on the left here is the back button, so if you click, you're back on the game. On the bottom right, we also have a mini map of the game. Now let's dive into another screen. On the top right here, we have 4 buttons. The first button on the left is the world map. This is the world map of the game. There is 7 maps that I made here, and if you hover over them, any information will appear. For example, on the first world, I call it the Whispering Woods with the difficulty easy and has been completed. It's also level 1. If you click this map, you will be transferred into that map or teleport into that map. There's also level 2, Caverns of Echo, difficulty, and it has already been completed. And this is the current map that we're at right now, Shadow Peaks, with medium level 3, and it's not been completed yet. And there's a map that is locked, that is not discovered yet, so it will say down there that it's locked. and you need to complete level 3 to be able to unlock it, and so on and so forth with the other map. There's also a boss tag for the map that include boss in them. On the top right is the legends of the UI. The green indicate that the map has been completed, the cyan or blue is the current map, the purple is the available map, the red is the boss level, and gray is a lock map. And this is on the bottom left, there is also an info about the world map. Currently, this is the progress. Level completed is 2 out of 7. The current level is 1, and next unlock is Cursed Marshland, which is this map right here. So we are currently here, and the next map that will unlock is Cursed Marshland, and that is about the world map screen. Going back to the game screen and going back to the second button, we have the inventory screen. Here on the inventory, we can see all the inventory that the player has. This is showcasing all the item that the player has. If you click on it, on the right side, it will shows the information about the item. For example, this is a health potion. It shows the type of the item, which is a potion, quantity on how many we have, which is 3, and the rarity is common. On the bottom also, it shows the description of the item, and you can use the item here. There's a button to use item or drop the item. So you can click it and the item will be used, and you can drop the item if you want to. Beside that, there's also a quick action below here, and it will tell you the information about the game, which is recently acquired and can be used in combat. Beside that, we also have a crystal sword, which is the weapon of the game, and with the same type of information. And we also, on the top here, we have tabs. So this is showcasing all the items that the player has. If we click here, this is only going to show weapons. On the right, this is only going to show potions. Here, only going to show the keys. Here's only going to show the gems, which is a legendary. And this is going to show artifact. And that is about the inventory screen. Now, on the third button, beside the inventory screen is the pause screen, the pause button. If you click the pause button, you'll just brought back to the main menu. If you click play game again, the loading screen will load the game and you'll be back on the game. And the last button on the screen in the very right is the settings screen. If you click it, you'll be brought to the settings screen and you can customize all your settings here just like before. And you can click the exit button to exit the game. Now, that is all the UI that I made for the game. I have made a title screen, a main menu, a setting screen, there's an audio setting screen, there is an exit button to exit the game, there is the in-game HUD, there is a document screen, there is the map screen, inventory screen, and that's all of them.
In the end, UI in games is more than just buttons and menus. It's about creating a smooth, immersive experience that respects the player's time and enhances their connection to the game. From guiding the player at the start screen to helping them survive through the HUD and inventory system, each element plays a role in storytelling and gameplay flow. Through designing this UI, I've learned how crucial it is to balance functionality, aesthetic, and user expectation. My goal was to make sure players never feel lost, only empowered. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this UI journey gave you a little peek behind the screen at how every click, every panel, and every pixel can make a difference in the player's adventure. That is all from me. This has been my UI project. My name is Mohammad Firdaus bin Jaini. Thank you.